This is your Chapter 3 Vodcast, where we are going to look at the benefits of physical activity. By the end of this section, you will be able to describe some hypokinetic conditions. You will also list some benefits of physical activity that contribute to health and wellness. And you will be able to explain using examples how physical activity is related to hyperkinetic conditions. Health-related diseases. In the 21st century, diseases directly linked to physical inactivity became the leading cause of health problems. Heart disease was number 1, cancer number 2, and stroke number 3. These are all hypokinetic conditions, health problems or illnesses that are caused partly by the lack of regular physical activity. People suffer from cardiovascular disease due to different risk factors. Primary risk factors and secondary risk factors. Primary risk factors, which will be the biggest contributor, are risk factors such as inactivity, smoking, high blood pressure, high fat levels in the blood, too much body fat, and diabetes. Secondary risk factors are lesser contributors. These include stress and alcohol. So what does the cardiovascular system do? Knowing what the cardiovascular system does is important to understand the benefits of it. The heart pumps blood to the arteries. Arteries then carry this oxygenated blood to the muscles and body tissues. Muscles and body tissues use the oxygenated blood, and then the veins carry the deoxygenated blood back to the heart. The heart pumps blood to the pulmonary artery, and lungs provide oxygen for the blood to be pumped throughout the body. Cardiovascular disease has been the leading cause of death each year since the 1920s. Coronary artery disease is where the arteries in your heart become clogged. A heart attack is where the blood supply into or out of the heart is reduced or cut off. A stroke is when oxygen in the blood supply to the brain is reduced or cut off. And hypertension, also known as high blood pressure, is the force against the artery walls. Atherosclerosis is an actual clogging of the arteries. Physical activity decreases the risk of cardiovascular disease because physical activity helps your body work more efficiently. Oxygenated blood gets carried to muscles and tissues, allowing them to work. An increase of physical activity burns excess calories and fat, keeping fat out of the bloodstream, which then keeps fat from clogging the arterial walls, which leads to cardiovascular diseases. Other hypokinetic conditions include cancer, which is the second leading cause of death in the United States. Cancer cells invade normal cells and interfere with their normal functions. The death rate from cancer is lower in active people than in inactive people. Diabetes has continually been on the rise, especially in our younger population. Diabetes occurs when a person's body cannot regulate sugar levels. Over time, diabetes can damage the blood vessels, heart, kidneys, and eyes. Obesity is where a person has a high percentage of body fat. This is usually a result of inactivity. Obesity contributes to heart disease and diabetes. Osteoporosis is when the structure of the bones deteriorate and they become weak. Those who exercise develop stronger bones than those who don't, decreasing a risk of osteoporosis now and later in life. Just as we have hypokinetic conditions, which are caused by not enough activity, we also have hyperkinetic conditions, which are health problems caused by doing too much physical activity. Examples of hyperkinetic conditions include overuse injuries like stress fractures, shin splints, and blisters. Activity neurosis, where people are overly concerned about getting enough exercise. Body image disorder, where your ideal body image is unrealistic and distorted. And eating disorders, where dangerous eating habits occur with a desire to be abnormally thin.